Yeah, welcome back to Professor Layton and Pandora's box. We did make pretty good progress when we played this last week, getting through the first entire 2 chapters of the game. I don't know quite how many there are, but we got off the train, went to whatever the hell that town was called, and we've learned a bit more about what's going on, some strangeness I'm sure we're going to learn more about in this stream. I don't know if we're going to beat the game today. Maybe, maybe not. I expect probably not. It's fine. However, there is one thing I do need to clarify before we get going here, is I'm going to have to make some modifications to the stream as we go. It turned out, the last one that we did, that the puzzle music itself, the kind of chimey thing, multiple times got picked up by DMCA flags. Which is amazing. In my 3-4 years of streaming on Twitch, I've never had that happen, and the first thing that happened with was Professor Layton and the Pandora's box, which is incredible. So yeah, those tracks got muted on the Twitch, which was not so good. I was able to download the VOD unaffected, however, so I will do some things with that, we'll say. However, it means that what I need to do in this here is, if I want to avoid the same, I'm probably going to have to, like, quieten the stream whenever we go into a puzzle. I can't guarantee that's going to work every time. I'm probably going to forget somewhere, but something we're going to have to do. Also, I've just noticed there's a cropping issue. Hold on, everyone. Do you see that on the... Hold on, everyone. Hold on, everyone. I didn't spot that. There you go. Look at that. Let me just fix that. Good. Good. Did not spot that that was an issue. That must have been the whole of the last stream. We never missed it. Anyways, yeah. Unfortunately, that's what it was. So, fingers crossed this goes all right here. But, yeah, whenever I get into a puzzle, I'm going to need to remember to do that. Let's reload the game, shall we? Also, to be noted, I am now post-Dune Imperium competition. We finished it last weekend. It was a good stream, actually. It went pretty well. Both of them went pretty well. So, I've got some time off until the next one, and, yeah, that's good. The story so far. I forgot I did this. That's it, Dropston. Rumors in Dropston suggest that the Voluntary Express has another secret destination. The trio know that in order to get there, something must be done on the train. Thank you. What, however, remains a mystery. With nothing else to go on, the three start searching for any clues as to how to proceed. Yes, I know, right? Chapter 3, A Diverging Path. Yes. Alright then. So, confident the Phantom Shell we heard about. Rumors could be true, buddy. The perfectly... That was a line. The next one on this line is the perfectly normal town of Luxembourg. As opposed to imperfectly normal. Yeah. It's definitely Dropston. Stun. Anyways. Oh, gosh. Man, it has been an exhausting few days, all things being honest, so it's nice to have today kind of off just doing this. Alright then, so we're back here in Layton's room. We, of course, have 4 of us as well. We stumbled across fairly recently. Still don't know what's in the Professor's trunk. I probably don't want to know. I don't know if the game's going to throw puzzles back at us again in places we wouldn't expect. We do have a few puzzles that we did not find last time. So we're going to have a chat with the fairy in order to resolve those. Chaotic nature. We do also have, over here, this is the access to the fancy part of the train. But we cannot get in currently. It is sealed off. That sounds fairly British. Alright, let's go having a vibe. Empty in here. Probably. Nothing else really interesting here. Fine. But yeah, hopefully we can get puzzles about fridges and the Arctic and ice cream. Got some ice cream in the freezer actually. Might have some of that later today. Here is our waiter on the train. This is Chester. We're not open for business. Do visit us later. On the way to Luxon Bell, there's a long, unlit tunnel we'll have to pass through. Right. It is the Beluga's wish that patrons will be able to enjoy the scenery while they dine. Right. Grind. Don't you embiggen that. Well, I'll roll chef here. We need to go down the back of the train and just kind of just vibe for a little bit. Oh yes. I forgot about our hamster. Our lovable, dependable hamster, which we totally didn't misname. Oh boy. Exactly, Neri. See, I can tell you've played this game before. Yeah! He's doing great! Oh, boy. Yeah, he's doing great. Totally not being abused. Nope. Not today. Let's move on. Yeah, no, I've got this is a day like today. It's a day where I'm glad I have a mini fridge behind me. Very useful. Oh, we can still head in here. Oh, they this is where they there was the couple here. I didn't recall this. I don't think there's anything for us to do around here. Nothing. This is the lady whose dog went missing. Alright. Here we are. This is Granny. Here she is. Alright. So a bit of warm-up coming here. The train is fixed. I do a jig, only it's hard to gather lost puzzle. I thought you could say something to do with a hip. Alright, we did indeed miss several puzzles while in Dropston, so let's go solve some, shall we? And have ourselves a bit of a warm-up. Starting off with number... Oh no! Oh no, hold on. No, 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 no. I gotta quieten the stream here. Let's not have that issue. There might be an issue with this video as well. I think it might initially unpublish this video. I'm gonna have to look into it. This has never happened before. Anyways. So, puzzle 30. The wrong dates. You know what? It's a good idea. It's what I used to do at work, actually, is I would fill up a bottle of water on the hot days, and I would put it in the freezer overnight. And so by the time you get up in the morning, it's not totally frozen, but it's mostly frozen solid. Usually there's a little bit in the middle that hasn't quite frozen through. And then it kind of gradually melts itself over the day. And the great thing is then you can, like, drink half of it and then fill it with, like, other water and helps melt it a lot. Anyways, let's have a look at them. Puzzle 3. The wrong date. Dropston was founded 50 years ago, and the founders commissioned a stone sculpture to commemorate that day. Unfortunately, the dozy sculptor managed to engrave the wrong date onto it. The whole village had to live with the errandous sculpture until some bright spark realized that converting it in a certain way would enable the correct date to be displayed. Think about what the sculpture could have been converted into in order to display the correct date. On which date was Dropston founded? Okay, so let's think about this here. So, founded 50 years ago, okay. But that doesn't matter. So, he managed to engrave the wrong date onto it, which obviously is this here. So, my first initial guess was instead of it being... This is like the American and English thing. So, instead of it being the 12th of the 8th month, it's actually the 8th of the 12th month. That was my first initial thinking. And that seems like a logical way to start here, right? Let's have a read more of this. He realized that converting it in a certain way would enable the correct dates to be displayed. So what could that conversion have been? '21 as well? I mean... maybe? How would you... I mean, it's stone, right? I don't know. The thing is, the puzzle like this is always tricky, because I don't quite know how logical I'm meant to be here. I mean, I guess this idea is, how would you mess about it? I mean, there is ways you could maybe get, like, the 21st of the 8th month. Maybe just, like, taking the one here and putting it there. It's not great, just like... But then, hold on. He engraved this in, so you can't just pick up the one and move it. It's not that simple. Kelvin. Yeah, still about Kelvin on one of the hottest days of the year. It sounds good. It's not a bad idea, Austin. So, what do we think here? Obviously, it's 12, not 8. So, again, 8... The 8th of the 12th is not the worst thing. But, I mean, like, stone engraving? How do you mess with that? What about the numbers? How would you manipulate numbers here? So, let's think about it. So, if we've got, like, the numbers here. So, let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. So is it possible, rather than switching numbers around, maybe we just have a way of manipulating the numbers to look like what they should do? Like, maybe the 1 is actually a 7, and they just kind of extend it out a bit to make it look like a 7? I don't know. It's a bit of a vague one, this, isn't it? I mean, we're open for suggestions, kids. Yeah? 20 for the first month is not outrageous. Converting it. Feel what the sculpture could have been converted into. Yeah, that's the next thing I was looking at here. So, as far as this, so we've got our tombstone here. And then we've got, like, this kind of, like, half chalice thing, which I guess is the idea is to, like, fill it with water so, like, birds can drink from it. It looks kind of like a seat, doesn't it? So maybe they changed it into, like, a seat or something, but why would that be relevant? Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what it looks like. It's like a bird bath. Yeah, with this chalice thing is definitely very notable here. Tough opener, this. I mean, it's not as bad as that damn freaking... that dice puzzle at the end of the last one. Oh my god, that was so disgusting. One of the most hideous puzzles I've ever seen. The thing is, well, is like, I'm tempted to drop like a couple hint coins here, but the problem is, it's like... I'd have to drop probably like 2 or 3 to get anything remotely useful here. What the sculpture could have been converted into? Yeah, I did notice that as well. So, I'm guessing the idea is, like, it's another way you can denote, like, dates, for example. Instead of, like, doing, like, say, 12-8, you can do 12.8. I mean, that's meant to be an 8. I've seen that denotation before. Yeah, poor things. Do I just guess? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So we've got this chalice thing, right? It kind of goes around in a circle. In theory. And that's kind of like 17-0. Right? But that's not a month. That's not a month. What do I do with that? 17.0. It's got to be something like this, right? Logically? Oh, is this thinking of like... So we've mentioned, of course, before, it's like, it acts as like a bath, right? So this would be like field of water, and obviously like waters reflect. I was thinking as well like mirrors earlier. I was thinking, do you just reflect 821 as like a mirror image? So I'm guessing it's kind of where Azumi got 821 from. But I think it might be both. So if we were to fill up like that... Man. That's why it's so strange! We figured it out, Nero. That's the weird thing about Dropstone. It doesn't exist. Yeah, it's gonna be to do with the fact there's a reflection. So there's a mirror line somewhere that we can use to manipulate this into... And you just, like, scrub that bit out, basically? I'm gonna go for it. Come on!
Consider this puzzle solved.
Ah, damn.
Oh, my. This one is quite formidable.
I think that was not a bad... That was not a bad answer. I think that was not a bad answer. I feel like I'm not the only person who ever said that. It's gotta be like 17 something, right? Ah, it's tough. Yeah, they obviously didn't think 50 years ago, did they? Alright, I'm gonna give myself a couple of hints here. I'm gonna need a bit of help. But it tells you here that the sculptor engraved, yeah, but 12-8 is not correct, obviously. The big ball in the opening at the top should indicate that this sculpture is now a fountain. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this thing. Right. Yeah. Makes sense. Ah, so the water's like draining down here. Okay. There's something else to this. Yeah. $13.8? $13.9? Because if you were to reflect this too, and like it reflects, it's gonna look like that, and then it's gonna go down like this, right? So it's gonna look like a 3. So if we start from the beginning, let's just clear all this. So so they've got this chalice, so it's clear they turn it into like a fountain or a bath, that sort of thing. The water's coming down here from the top. I don't know if the fact it's coming from the top is relevant or not, but regardless, it clearly fills with water to a point. So my guess is like it fills to the water somewhere, maybe up to that like the dot here, and then it's going to reflect. So the 1 is going to look a bit like that, but I guess just call it a 1. And then the 2 is going to come down like this. It's going to look like a 3. Then you just got this situation here. Now, the reason I suggested 9 is because I figured that you could get to the 8, but you can like manipulate it slightly. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it relevant that the water's falling? And like makes like a 1. But then what do you do? 13.19? 13.10. 13.10.
This should do the trick.
No.
Well, I suppose.
Well,
this
I was
can't
so
be
sure
more.
that was right. Huh. I was so sure that was correct. Hmm. How is that not right? It is 13. It has to be 13. I'm going to go back to 13.9. Yeah, the 13 has to be correct. Like, there's no other
Consider
way.
this
So
puzzle solved.
it's just working out what freaking...
Well, I suppose
It's just working
that's
out what
one
month it is now.
possibility eliminated.
But it can't be 13.0 because, you know, it wasn't built in March. Oh, that was the 13th month, sorry. I guess we'll just go with 13.8. Maybe I'm just overcomplicating this last bit
Consider
slightly.
this puzzle solved.
It was 13.8, alright. So I was overcomplicating it slightly.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Yeah. But there you go. Yeah, I was just overcomplicating this situation a bit. What a... Man, what a tricky one that is. I did spot that it was a bowl, though. So I did get that. I just didn't quite get this correct. But we kind of ish worked it out after a while. Tough one. Tough one. I hope that guy was fired. Alright, then. Right, let's keep going then. Trees on an old road. I will turn the music back up once we're done with the puzzles. The country road you see here is decorated with a single straight row of trees, each a set distance from its neighbour. Of the 5 trees labelled A to E, which 2 trees have the greatest distance between them? Study the image carefully and draw a line between the letters of the 2 trees you have chosen. Right. Right, so this is a depth perception test, this. Okay. Is a depth perception sort of test. Yes, they are a single straight line, each a set distance from its neighbour. So which 2 have the greatest distance? So the first question we've got to identify... There's 2 things we've got to identify here. First, we've got to work out how tall a tree actually is. And B, we've got to work out how far away it is from its neighbour. So the idea being this is that obviously, you know... Like, obviously, if I bring this closer, it gets bigger. And then it's, you know, big, really far away. Yes, I did try and quote Father Ted. So the idea being is first we need to, like, identify, like, if size matters. Or are we simply just concerning about distances here? Is this all that really matters? There's more to it than that. Wait, hold on. It isn't, is it? It couldn't be. I think I know the answer. I'll give you guys a moment before I give my answer here. See what you think. But I think I know what the answer is here. It's kind of mean. I'll give you a few more seconds. Alright, so... Yeah. I have a theory too. So, country road here, decorate all these trees. Of the 5 trees labelled A to E, which 2 trees have the greatest distance between them? I mean, who says that the trees have to be, you know, next to each other?
Here goes.
It's a trick question. These games have a habit, they do that every now and again. They will throw a trick question at you, and that is one of them. Scumbags. Yep, no matter how you look at it, A and E, clearly the greatest distance between them. That's what I was thinking, do we really need to calculate this? Like, surely? And I'm like, no, we don't. Yeah, that's where he goes. We got a tree stump, alright. Alright then. Yeah, I know, right? Can't possibly be that. Alright. Next one. That's why I like these games, you know. Like sometimes I'll just throw little curveballs at you. You have 4 horses, all of which travel at different speeds. In traveling from point A to point B, these horses take 1, 2, 4, and 6 hours respectively. One day you decide to move all your horses from point A to point B. However, you can only move a maximum of 2 horses at a time. And you need to ride a horse back to point A each time you return to move your other horses. Knowing you can only move as fast as the slowest horse you're traveling, what's the fewest number of horses it will take to move all of the horses? Yeah, it's a maths one. Okay, so this one's going to take a little bit of work out here. So basically, we've got the 4 horses. We need to go from A to B with 2 horses. There we're going to leave one of the horses is going to stay at B. Then we have to go back to A with one of the horses that we kept with us. Then we got to go back to B with 2 horses, leave one to get there too. back again with 1, and then finally take the last 2 horses to finish with 4. That's what we're physically doing. And yes, I would call a delivery service to begin with. So we've got to work out what's the most efficient way of doing this. Now, obviously, 1 is going to be the quickest to get between A and B and vice versa. But the problem with that is that it's all well and good having, say, a 1-hour horse, and you go really fast. But if you've got a 1-hour horse and a 6-hour horse, you're still going 6 hours. So, as we got to kind of suss this out here, is what's the best way to do this. Now, I have a feeling it's not going to make a huge difference. Let's just try and say, if we were to just basically take the 1-hour horse all the time, which I think is probably what we're going to want to do anyway. So, we're going to have a 1 and 2, we're going to have 1 and 4, and we're going to have... Let me do it this way. So, we're going to have 1 and 2, we're going to have 1 and 4, and we're going to have 1 and 6. So, all 3 of these trips happen from A to B. So, that's going to be 6, 10, so that's 12 hours already. Plus 3 trips back on the 1-hour horse, so that's going to be plus 3. So that's 15 hours to do all of those. So can we find a route of doing this that's quicker than 15 hours, basically? I can't imagine there's going to be. Looks adorable. I think 15 is going to be as quick as we can physically do it. I don't see any comment, because the problem is that if we were to say, well, if we take this... The problem is you've got to ride a horse back initially. So if we were to take the 6 and 4, to say, oh, let's get the 2 slow ones out of the way, you could do, but then you've got to ride the 4-hour horse back. So I feel like it's got to be 15. I can't see it being any more efficient than this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14... Oh, it'd be 14, wouldn't it? Yeah, because I'm only riding back twice, actually, so it'd only be 14. Yeah, I'm putting in 14 hours. I don't think you can be any faster than that.
Just leave it to me.
Really?
Whoops. That wasn't right.
Wow. I was pretty sure there. Okay. You can only move a max of 2 horses at a time, and you need to ride a horse back to point A each time you return to move your other horses. Did I just miscount? Let's be honest. So you're going across. You leave 1. You go back. You go across. You leave 1. Back, and you go across with your last 2. So it's 5 trips. Six, 10, 12. So that's going to say... So this would take 2. This would take 1. This would take 4. This would take 1. And this would take 6. 6, 10, 12, 13, 14. So why is the answer not 14? Alright. Far away. You can only move a maximum of 2 horses at a time, and you need to ride a horse back to point A each time you return to your other horses. Why is it not 14? I'm not even trying to think what the answer could be. I'm trying to work out why is it not 14 hours. And I have no idea. I am absolutely stumped, kids. And then you can only move as fast as the slowest horse you're traveling with. What's the fewest number of hours it will take to move all horses? It's not going to be some, like, we just tie them all together nonsense, is it? But then that seems so ridiculous. That just breaks this whole logic here, right? Like, you can't say, move a max of 2 horses at a time and say, well, we'll just rope them all together. Because that's like, it's in complete contrast of what you physically just said. By saying this, you're establishing you can't do that. Oh, no. It's not going to be like this, is it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. I have an answer. I don't know if it's right. I almost don't want it to be right. It's not. It's not 6 hours, is it?
Let's see if this
Good.
works.
I'm glad that's wrong. I'm glad that's wrong. I did not want it to be 6. I was thinking, you just hire a second person. I'm like, this is bad. So I'm glad that was wrong. 12? That's 6 plus 4 plus 2. So what's your 1 hour horse doing? You found a 13? How the hell do you get 13? 13 is just all the horses, but you have to go back. How are you getting 13? Why on earth? Yeah, so the only logic I had is add 14s, unless there's something we've got to do, like stopping in the middle. That was the only thing I had got to. So if you were to stop the horses in the middle, would it make it realistically any shorter? I don't know if it'd really make it basically any shorter, but I mean, the only guess I've got is if the answer's not 14, I'm going to guess the answer is 13. And somehow you say for now, and I've miscounted.
Just leave it to me.
And it is. I do not know why 13 is the answer.
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
So let's find out why it's 13 and not 14. Huh! So you take the fast ones over and back. Then you actually take the slowest ones over. And then take the 2 back to grab the 1. Huh. Well, there you go. I would not have figured that out. I would not have thought to do it that way. That seems so counterintuitive to do it that way. But I guess if you want to do it, yeah, you send the 4 and 6 out at the same time. You try and work out how to minimize this. You go with the fast horse and bring it back. Huh. Yeah. Just pay for a delivery. Right? Get Amazon to do it or something. Well, for those of you who worked out 13 and worked out why it's 13, congratulations. You are officially smarter than me. Okay. Alright then, well, let's keep doing the next one. The mayoral election. I like elections. We like democracy. Three people at odds of one another are running for mayor at the upcoming town election. They are all locals of the town, which has a voter population of 40. In order to win, a candidate must get more votes than any other candidate. If each of the 40 voters casts a single vote, and every vote is recognised, was the fewest numbers of votes a candidate needs to secure victory. Right, so this is very fitting, given the fact that we are, of course, in general election season here in the UK. And what this is going to is basically, yeah, what is the highest you need for a number while still winning, basically. And this is effectively our first past the post system, where all you've got to do is basically the way first past the the way first past the post works is that you do not have to win a majority of votes. You simply have to get more votes than any other person that was involved in the election. So what you got to do is basically boil it down to as simple a number as possible, and then add one. And what you basically want to do is take your total population, which is 40, and what you want to do is divide that by the number of people that are in the election, which is 3. Now that's some hideous number, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to take 1 away from that to call it 39, divide that by 3, and then that gives you 13 votes apiece, right? And then simply one of them just gets a bonus one. So your answer here is 14.
Just leave it to me.
Yeah.
Whoops, that wasn't right.
What? Hold on. Three people at odds of one another are running for mayor in the upcoming town election. They are all locals. It has a vote population of 40. In order to win, a candidate must get more votes than any other candidate. If each of the 40 voters casts a single vote and every vote is recognised, what is the fewest number of votes a candidate needs to secure victory? I can't imagine it's 21. I mean, I almost want to put 21 in to see if it is 21. Don't be 21.
Let's see.
No, it's not 21, thank God.
Well, I'm stumped.
So it's not 21, and it's not 14. Yeah, that's my next guess is 15. Maybe the 40 is not accounting for our 3 candidates, though it should. So it's first but they will get extra 1.
Let's see if this
Nope,
works.
it's not 15.
Whoops, that wasn't right.
So it's not 14, it's not 21, it's not 15. I mean, I can't imagine they're not doing, like, you know, alternative vote here. It's not something stupid like 2, is it?
Just leave it to me.
Good.
Whoops. That wasn't right.
Well, no, because if he get 13, then that's 39, and they're tied. No one wins. So you need 14. That's why I thought 40. Like, you -1, you get 39. It ties into 13 votes each, and then +1. Like, I'm the British guy here. I know how our electoral system works. So why in the hell is it not that? How is it not 14? It just seems so... I'll put 13 in as well, but...
Just leave it to me.
No, it's not 13.
Looks like
You're
I've
running out of
got
numbers
that
here.
one.
So why would it not be any of those? It's not something stupid like 1 or something, is it?
Here goes.
Good.
Looks like I've
We're just
got
going...
that
I think we
one.
have to assume that they're all legal age. Now, all of those 40 voters are eligible to vote, right? Every vote is recognized. What does that mean? Every vote is recognized. Is that recognized as in it's eligible to be used, or recognized as in people know who voted for who? Am I reading too much into it? People at odds with one another are running for mayor in the upcoming town election. The locals vote population of 40. In order to win, a candidate must get more votes than any other candidate. Each of the 40 voters casts a single vote, and every vote is recognised. Once the fewest number of votes, a candidate needs to secure victory. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 13, it's not 14, it's not 21. Might need it. I'm kind of still annoyed that 14 isn't correct. Yeah, I mean, the free candidates, but yeah, so... Yeah, and they've got to be part of the 40. I'm pretty happy with that. I know the candidates are voters. So they're all going to vote for themselves. But the problem then is if yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, well, yeah. So if we have 40 originally, but if we minus that, so let's say it's 111, that leaves us 37. Even if this person doesn't get any more single votes, 37 divided by 2 is like 18, 18 and 1 extra. So you could have 19 and then 20 and then 1. But these numbers are still bigger than 14. So it can't be right. And if it is one of these two, if 20 is correct, then it's a bad question because I know a system where it's you can get less than that and still win. So I'm gonna hope it's not 20 because I'm gonna be very angry at the question if that's the case.
Let's see if this...
I'm very angry if that's the case.
That was almost too easy.
So see if the candidates select the other two, they will probably all vote for themselves. We all need over half the votes. But at no point did you say that. I get that you need over half votes to win the vote, but at no point have you said that that's a requirement. Because first past the post exists. It has been in existence since, like, the 1920s. So, I get why the answer, they think it's 20. I just think it's a bad question. Because you can just apply first past the post and it becomes 14. And that's just lower. So, I'm going to chalk this up to unfortuitous. And we're just going to move on. Just going to move on. I've made my point. In a far-off country, there's a king whose favourite pastime is showing off the latest possessions he's collected. The subjects of the kingdom are forbidden from purchasing new items till the king has owned them for a month or so. Only once he's tired of his new purchase can the common folk finally buy their item for themselves. However, the other day, the king bought a new item that had him all but commanding his subjects to buy one as soon as possible. Circle that item. I think I know what the answer is, but I'll give you guys a moment to think about it. But I have a feeling I know what the answer is. Yeah. I mean, you might say it's not how politics works, but, like, first past post system is used in elections, and you don't have to get half the votes of the electorate to win the seat, so... Anyways. Azumi thinks the phone. What, you mean it's not the cat? So it's like, everyone else must get a cat. They're amazing. I mean, I honestly do think it's this too. I had a half a feeling it might have been the TV, but you could still broadcast something to that. So the phone seems the most logical because you need someone to talk to on it.
Test my theory.
And it would appear that that is indeed the case. So there you go, there's a nice easy one.
And there we have it.
Yeah. After all, a phone isn't much use, there's no one on the other end. So... Also, yes. Hat weather. This feels appropriate. There is a fellow with very particular rules about when he wears his hat. When it's sunny, he always wears his hat. When it's rainy, he doesn't wear his hat. When it's cloudy, he doesn't wear his hat unless it's been cloudy for 2 days in a row, in which case his hat is on the second of these days. Below is a schedule. Work out when it was sunny, rainy, and cloudy. And we get to know that Wednesday was cloudy. Okay. So with this, we've got to basically try and work out a start point. So, when it's sunny, he always wears his hat. But you can't just put sun on all 4 of these because, of course, one of these days it must have been cloudy, right? So, when it's rainy, he doesn't wear his hat. So, logically, you would think that those have got to be rain, right? Just logically, because if you make any of those clouds, then it has to be rainy on a day when he wears his hat. And it's just, if it's rainy, he doesn't wear his hat. So, it has to be this, by just pure logic. So, we've basically got to work out which one of these days was it cloudy. And it's going to be one of these 2, right? When it's cloudy, he doesn't wear his hat unless it's been cloudy for 2 days in a row, in which case he wears his hat. So my guess... Oh, but it wasn't... When it's cloudy, he doesn't wear his hat unless it's been cloudy for 2 days in a row, in which case he wears his hat on the second of these days. But he didn't wear his hat there, so that can't be right, because then he would have wore the hat there. Do rainy and cloudy overlap? But then the problem is then it could be either of these. And it's got to be one answer. Is there any reason that these wouldn't be correct? This is the first thing I've got to go for. These have to be rainy, right? When it's rainy, he doesn't wear his hat. When it's cloudy, he doesn't wear his hat unless it's been cloudy for 2 days in a row, in which case he wears his hat on the second of these days. But it can't be that, because then that would be a hat. So it can't be that, and it can't be that, because otherwise that would be a hat. So none of those make sense. Yeah, that's the next thing I'm trying to work out. Is it cloudy here? Because the Sunday before was cloudy. That's the only thing I've got here. Because this... It can't be that, like, we run off these. Because then either of these could be right. And that's not how these puzzles work. So I think it's going to be like that. And the day before was also cloudy. So he's put his hat on there. And then he just followed his normal rules as per. It's the only thing that makes any logical sense, so it's gotta be that.
And now to test my theory.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes any logical sense.
Huh. Wonderful.
Yeah. During the Monday showing was the second cloudy day in a row, then the friend must have worn his hat on that day. And it was cloudy then as well. But yeah, if you get in a situation where your answer could have 2 possible solutions, it can't be right. That's not how these go. There's always one answer. So you have to figure out what you're doing there. But that's what it means, Quillen. It's just that the first cloud day was actually before the time we were given, which means that when we put the cloud on the Monday, he then puts his hat on. You basically got to extend it out and assume that you've got to go beyond what the initial information given to you and basically make an assumption to make it work. It's a little tricky. Doesn't matter. No, it is talking about cloud day. Let me go back through it again. I'll quickly go through this. However, here we are. So, I'll quickly do it again just to explain. So, these have got to be closed off because it's rainy, so he doesn't wear his hat. And we know he doesn't wear his hat here. So, my initial thought was like maybe the cloud overruns with it being rainy because it's got to be cloudy to be rainy. But then that could be correct. And also that could be correct, which doesn't make any sense. Not how it works. So what we're doing here, basically, is Yeah, he doesn't wear his hat unless it's been cloudy for 2 days. So what we're basically saying is that Monday is cloudy, but also the Sunday before the Monday here was also cloudy. So on this day, he doesn't wear his hat, and because it's been cloudy for a second day, he wears his hat then. This cloud here is basically, just ignore it. It's a red herring. So the fact that this is sunny, it doesn't matter. It could be sunny, it could be rainy, it doesn't matter. This is just a red herring, basically. It could be rain or cloud, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. We're basically assuming that the day before was also cloudy, so that he can fit it here. We know he has to have a cloudy day somewhere, we just got to work out why that, how and why, basically. But yeah, it's a bit... You know, it's a bit sneaky, that, truth be told, but that's what we're doing. No, you can have him in there. It's just then, if he has a cloudy day and a sunny day, then the initial cloudy day just didn't wear his hat. So yeah. Alright everyone, well, we've had some fun solving puzzles. We can turn the music back up now. So let's go exploring. Hello. It's Steve. How you doing, Steve? Yeah. Suspicious. Okay. Well, we need to figure out what it is we need to do. Hello? You weren't here previously. It's Conrad. I'm a student of the village of Dropston. Off the Luxembourg. Well, that's nice. Have you heard about that long tunnel on the way to Luxembourg? When the train passes through it, every light on board is switched off. Yeah. Yeah. To the deluxe carriage. Okay. Apparently, Layton here has solved the mystery. Alright. Do you have puzzles for us, by the way? I should have checked. Get out of here. So you need to speak to people a second time. Yeah, no, we went and got some, ice cream yesterday. I have not had it yet. I will probably consume of thy sustenance at some point here. It's mandatory nap time, yeah, allegedly. Alright. Yeah. Just check and make sure no one has any puzzles for us, but I guess we'll find them otherwise. Anyway, let's go to the deluxe carriage, everyone. Alright. Something's written on that sign on the door. Yeah, I noticed that. Raspberry Ripple. Alright. It's puzzle time, kids. Here we go, then. In order to pass through the door, Luke and Layton must arrange the symbols according to the following rules. The star must be next to the moon. The X must be second from the top. The circle must be somewhere above the diamond, and the moon must be located 2 places below the diamond. Okay. So, the X must be second from top, so we know the X has to be here, right? So, the star... oh my god. The star must be second from the moon. The circle must be above the diamond, and the moon must be 2 places below the diamond. Okay. And we've got this square here. Or is this meant to be the diamond? I guess it's the diamond. It's a pretty dodgy diamond. Circle must be somewhere above the diamond. And the star must be next to the moon. So the circle obviously can't be here. The moon must be 2 places below the diamond. I mean, it's just that, isn't it? Star must be next to the moon. Mm-hmm. X must be second on top. Yeah. Circle must be above the diamond. Mm-hmm. The moon must be 2 places below the diamond. Looks good to me.
Consider this puzzle solved.
That was easy.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
There we go. That was very easy. Nice. Alright. Let's go see what's inside. Got a hamster toy. Looks like a brick out of Super Mario. Alright. It's off the scale. We are also trespassing, committing yet more criminal activity in this game. A little bit. Yeah, well, that's very fancy. Well, let's start harassing people. What are they doing, Paul Hamster? Try to think about it. It's the same as every other room. Is it? Pretty sure they use the same art. Chess puzzles. I'm pretty sure that there is a Layton game that has some chess puzzles in it. I don't know if I like chess puzzles being in a game like this, but I'm pretty sure it's in one of them. Might be the first one? Oh no, it's Sammy. He's found us. Radical surprise, dudes. Oh, this game's got chess puzzles? Is this one? Oh boy. Right, well that's gonna be fun when we get there. Put your hand up if you do not know the rules of chess. If so, yeah. Alright. I don't know. I think I'd rather call Hikaru. I think he'd be more entertaining. Anyways. There's nothing like freshly cut roses to boost your spirits. It's that time of year. Can you help Sammy freshen up the whole carriage with fragrance? Touch a square with your stylus to place a rose. The fragrance of each rose reaches 2 squares in all directions, but cannot penetrate walls. If the fragrance of 2 roses overlap, the resulting smell will be overpowering. Make sure to keep your roses spaced out. So basically, we've got to put enough roses down to fill the carriage, but not override everything. So, okay. That's not too bad. Be it 1,000 rating, it's not too bad. Okay, so what we're going to do basically is put down roses and manage to... Oh, it does actually... Okay, that's good. So, the good thing is that a puzzle like this is actually very easy because... Well, because it will kind of solve. So, for example, if we were to put like a rose here for to cover all this... Do we have like a limit of how many roses we can put down? Oh, no, we don't. Okay, well that's good. We can put down as many roses, but we are not limited. Awesome. All right. So let's. I see the problem here. I see the problem. Okay. Okay. Right, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. Oh, there we go.
And now to test my...
Not the most stream-friendly one, but there you go.
Huh. Wonderful.
Yeah, not too bad puzzles like that. 5 roses is enough. Very cool. Turn the music back up. I've got to remember to turn the music up every time. I don't know if this is actually going to work, by the way. I'll find out after the stream. Oh, Petalicious. Stresses you. Yikes. It smells lovely. Hooray. Back to the task at hand. We've given up this place once over and come empty-handed. Gentlemen can't very well go barging out of people's rooms. Yeah, that's kind of... Do we have to? Probably. Alright. We'll do that in a second. Beforehand, though, let's continue to look around and harass people. I can't... It's the same... Whatever. Yes, Flora? Hmm. 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 Q, Final Fantasy VIII. Look, the freaking... We're at Galbadia once again, playing as Laguna, Kiros, and Ward. It is exactly like that. It is Final Fantasy VIII, man. Damn it, Adia! Spoilers. It is, isn't it? It is 100%. It is beat for beat. It's pretty funny. Dear. So the good news is we did not die. Was it Galbadia they were at in that flashback scene? I know it was a forest. You would remember more than me. Anyways, puzzle time. Been a long time since I did that series. Good times. Oh boy, it's the second one of these. 2 trains pass in the darkness of the long tunnel. Move them around so that each logo ends up on the opposing track while keeping the carriages in order. The only carriages that don't need to end up on the opposing track are the number 2 carriages of both trains. So those can be either way round, I guess. The only carriages that don't need to end up on the opposing tracks are the number 2s. Okay, so we go at 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Alright, well, let's start playing around with this. Okay, so first initial problem here is we don't have a lot of space to work with. So we've got a space there, and we've got a space there, and that's it. So how do we actually manipulate these well enough? Oh, it was Delling. It was Delling they're on their way to. So, for example, I could put 1 there and 2 there, but then how am I getting 1 past 3? That's the first question. Break it! I can't move back here, and I can't move back there. Now what? How do I... Get that out of the way. It's been a long time since I last played that game. You know? Wow, this is actually really difficult. Yeah, our space is here. We've got some spaces with this stuff, basically. I'm having a lot of issues trying to, like, make this work to begin with. I guess it's just gonna be, like, this? Now what? How do I get these two around? Yeah, soon you'll remember a lot more. There we go.
Just leave it to me.
And more difficult than I was expecting. Yes.
Layton's apprentice
These games do that. They tend to have, like, there's a puzzle that will come up, like, 2 or 3 times over the course of the game. There's just harder variants of it. The two trains speed off into the darkness, each carrying the number 2 carriage of the other. That's probably not good. Anyways. Wakey, wakey. At the strangest dream. Part of the Military Express switched tracks while we were in the tunnel. Yeah, post-game especially. If one carriage is split from the other train, it would no longer be bound for Luxembourg. I have a feeling we may never be visiting there. Hooray! More toys. We'll play around with this a little bit.
Everybody get ready to rock!
Jesus, that scared me.
Yes! Frozen! Come on, passengers, let me hear you scream! Frozen, eh? Of course. How could I have missed this? Do you recall how this ticket was missing a destination? Well, it seems that the destination was staring us in the face all along.
Really? But where, Professor?
Okay. That was terrifying. So here's the ticket. In front of me is the ticket that Layton and Luke found in Schrader's flat. First glance ticket appears no destination, but when you look at it in just the right way, the ticket discloses its destination, the town of Folsense. The key spot in the destination is the number that has been cut out of the ticket. Can you work out which number must have been there? Oh, really? It had one in the box? That's kind of cool. Oh, Nearest is exactly the same thing. That's pretty neat. I didn't know they did that. So, my assumption is that Folsense is here. Of some description, like S-E-N-S-E. And that's somewhere F-O-L. Actually got zoom in functionality here. So how do we look at it to make it say sense? Use the ticket in the instruction booklet to puzzle this out. Alright, I might need some help here. I don't have the... We may not have it. Right, I'm going to let you guys work this one out. I'm going to eat some lioness sausage. Cheers. Now, the good news is that there's only 10 possible answers. Right? I mean, I guess that would work, but I don't trust my writing. Hold on. Things I do for you kids. Alright, that's gone missing. That's not good. Use up more of my precious paper. It's not an infinite supply, this. Hope you appreciate that. Ah. That's... That has not gone well. Oh. God. Help. Okay. Right. May have destroyed my book. Oh, okay. So, let's do this, I guess. Alright. Writing utensil. Do I have one here? Might not do. Alright. Alright. Okay. So 5, 9, 1. Oh god, I need to write it out correctly as well, don't I, Ellie? Alright. 5, 9, 1, 6, 5, N, 5, 6. Well, I'm back at frickin' grade school here. And then we've got 1 as he attempts to try to keep it to scale. 8, 2, 3, then we got a blank. We got N. We've got 9. And we've got a 2. Okay, so my assumption is that this is like a fold line. And that we've got to basically try and turn this into kind of like an E of some kind. That's my logic here. It's kind of hard to do when my piece of paper is kind of intact, though. I think it's 1? You know, I might not be actually against that answer. Like, is it... Are we looking... Is it a fold line? Is it like a... Is it a mirror line? $56. It's still a 5, I believe. It's still a 5. It's not a 2 flipped. It's a 2 mirrored. So yeah, if you flip a, if you've got a 5, if you just flip that around 180 degrees, you still have a 5. But if you mirror it, then you get a 2. So You think it's a 2? You think it's a 2 because this is a 2. And it's the same letter, so E-N-S-E. But then, if we're going by full sense... So, S-E... Oh, fuck's sake. So, S-E-N-S-E... So those are both the same. But I don't hate the idea of just saying it's 2 because that is. But this is a 2 to a 6. This is a different letter. So I don't think it's a 2. So you think it's 5? I'll be honest, I can't really do a lot with this, so I'm happy to go with you guys. If you think it's you think it's 2, or do you think it's 5? I will go for whichever one you're happy to go with. I will put it in. I'm happy to rock with that. While you decide, I'm going to eat a strawberry fancy. Very nice. Got a box 8 of these from Sainsbury's. It was like 70 pence. It was great. Very summery. Or no. You're not saying anything. Well, no pressure start. But the glory can be yours if you get this correct. Gosh. Right. There was a couple of lemon ones in here that were very, very nice. Alright. Alright. So we're going to go with 2 star? Is that what you think? Or we have reflected 2 for it's a 5? You're cool, man. It's a good way of solving puzzles. Eating some stuff and letting everyone else work it out for you. This is great. Love this. You're gonna go for 2. Alright, here we go then. Is the answer 2? Do I owe you a dinner whenever I next see you?
To test my theory.
Shit. I should have said that. I thought you were wrong.
Leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Fuck. Oh, man. Oh, I legit thought it was 5. I actually thought you got it right around. Well, that sucks. Merry Christmas. It's going to be a very expensive stream, that. God damn it. It's a forward line. That was my best guess, yeah. If you follow the ticket as shown and line up the 2 ticket sets of numbers, that's how you get it. And then you could have worked out what it was to work out what the last bit is. So yeah, it is. It's a 2 to give you the E bit. Yep. And yeah, the green bits and the stars might also kind of help give it away a touch as well. There you go. All right. In other news, we're probably all going to die a horrible death, but, you know.
I get it. I suppose that means we've almost reached our destination.
Yes.
Wow, this is strange. When did it get so dark?
What do you mean?
It's almost like this kid doesn't understand how time works. Do you think he's ever been in the outdoors? But hold on a second. If the professor's ticket was to go to Full Sense, Why did that carriage not go to Full Sense? He got a stay in a carriage that didn't go there. We happen to just go into the correct carriage which sent us here. The rest of the train's still gone to Luxembourg. Plot holes! Anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty pissed. Yeah, but we're not in. But this is cart number 2. This isn't the professor's cart. That was the one next to it. That was cart 3. We're not in our normal carriage. This isn't the professor's carriage. We broke an entry into the Lex carriage. So surely the professor was also going to commit crimes. It's not worth thinking about. Anyways. Let's just make sure that we don't get murdered. I mean, that's the important thing. Alright, so here we are then. We are, well, we don't know.
This place gives me goosebumps.
Ooh, spooky music is spooky.
Yes, I'd second that.
I'm sticking close to you two.
4 voice acting lines. There you go. I don't know. The professor looked pretty dead to me.
These must be pictures of the town.
He looked pretty dead to me.
Indeed, and old ones from the look of it. Judging by their condition, I'd say they're at least 30 years old.
Wow. How'd you know? Oh, that's right. You're an archaeologist. Of course you'd know.
I'm going to assume I knew this.
Now, Luke, don't tell me you actually forgot. Well, we'd best press on.
Trauma.
Hmm? What on earth?
Professor, what was that?
Let's go. Ah.
It's like spooky season started early here, and
What was that?
Ah. Just what is going on here?
I don't know, but it's strange.
Minutes after Layton and Flora arrive, the rundown train station transforms into a gleaming, ornately decorated building right before their eyes. My initial guess is drugs.
Following rumors of the Elysian box, the Professor, Luke, and Flora set foot in a strange town. But cautious as they were, nothing could have prepared them for the events to follow.
So it is drugs. Good. Well, at least you got that one nailed down. Time for a rave.